So it's Xavier down the bottom of the garden, and I know full well that Candice, who's just put out that basic styling video on her Juniper. Now, I was so enthusiastic after and motivated after what you said that I just got straight out here and took some wire off, and I've been having a bit of a play with it. I'm going to stick with my original design for now. I can see that a number of options can still happen, but I want to see if the original intention I had is somewhere in there. So I'm just finishing to put a bit more wire on this. I have done a little bit of pruning and clipping, and truthfully you may not actually see this until maybe in the dark depths of winter, when there really is nothing left for me to show, just to give you a bit of bonus material. But I am keen that and you'll notice it in my first season, I'm keen to try and get all the basic types of trees that I'll be working over, hopefully over several years, so that people, when they look back, if I actually get more subscribers, and I'm absolutely stoked with the amount of subscribers I've had so far, that they can actually see some of the original stuff before I really try to do something with it. Let's just try and recap where we were. As you can see, loads of wirings, and the first thing Candice said, if I was going to keep this, let's really rotate it and try and get some bends in it. And I've actually rotated it probably about 270, and obviously those wonky branches, which are those two here, are now all the way around the back. I've brought this one down and this one across, and I've actually been moving this more and more. I've put a bit of movement into this and also changed a lot of this as well. So I'm just trying to do a little bit more movement with this one here. But this brings that whole, and I can't remember who made the comment, but it all leaned back, and I'll probably find it, but I've actually been able to bring this forward. Some more interest in the back there, I think. But I'm just going to do something with here. I think what really caused me the issue straight away was that because I'd created these chins early on, I wanted everything meant I had to keep them, so I was trying to find positions where they would show. But the reality is, if that's my front, then the things are pointing straight at you, which, not only being a bit dangerous, defeat the object of having them. There's part of me that's already thinking I'm either going to cut them a lot shorter or actually remove them. What I also want to be able to see when I do a repot of this, which I will probably try and do in 3 or 4 weeks after I finish doing all my deciduous, hopefully sort of early May or near mid to late April, and have a look with this roots and see just how much ease I've got to actually change the angle. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to go that way or anything like that, but there's actually quite a number of options on it. But anyway, introducing that bend has at least made that more interesting and brought everything towards. I put on some extra wire. I suppose what I wanted to do with that is to stop this being so much downwards and actually try and bring it a little bit more up. I don't know, there's that argument for, where was it? I think it was there somewhere. Mind you, everything's changed now with me bending that. You can see the difference now with that bend, how it's changed that whole aspect of. I'm just trying to remember, did I have it like that? That's how I had it. See, that may still work, that sort of angle through there, depending on how I do with the roots. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'll play around with this a little bit more. This is certainly the modification that I've made as a result of what Candice said to me. I have taken back a little bit of the foliage. I've taken on board what you said about back budding, and definitely I've got some back budding sites here. That's a really useful one, so I'd like that to come on. This is a nice thick pad. Might actually remove the bottom one. I don't want to take off too much stuff because obviously we are in the fall, and what we don't want to be doing is taking away all the energy this thing wants to have. So Okay, I could be mucking around. I'm going to keep doing that, but that's basically how this is going to start its life in 2023. But I just thought I'd give you a little look at that. I had already made a few changes as a result of what primarily Candice has said. Okay, so that's all I'll do with that. The main reason I was determined to wiring, because this is when all the vascular growth is going on, and I want that structure to set itself. So for now, I've got the front here just a little bit off center there. I've done a little bit more with that branch there. That's what I'm looking at. I've also been, true as there's so much wire on there now, I haven't been able to do the lifting the bark, which I say I watched Candice do, but she's right, you know. There's this lovely, well, all you people out there who do junipers know this. It's because I've been so scared of them that I've never ever looked at it, but I've never ever done the bark peeling. And it's incredible, lovely red colour under there, but I'm not going to do too much of this now. Just lifting that bark off, and then I know you need to sand, and if you've got a metal wire brush, so to speak, then just bring that colour out. But it doesn't look like I'll be able to do much here right now, but it is a lovely colour. Yeah, anyway, so for that one, somewhere in there at the moment, and then reassess again once I've had a look at the roots and how easy I can change angles, because that original angle should have been something like that, I don't know, in there somewhere. Trouble is I've done so much bending on this now, that's not necessarily an option, so I'm going to stick with where I was. I'll just zoom in on that bark. It is that nice red there, but I think I've allowed these to distract myself far too much. We'll see, they may come out to be little stubs here or removed altogether. Okay. Well, what can I say about this one? This is what you do to something when you have no idea what to do with the shape. It's leaning over a bit and you think, oh, I know, I'll make a cascade or a semi-cascade out of it, rather than actually just look at it. I mean, you've got, I don't know, I might actually, I mean, I could take it down, but I'm actually thinking already of maybe removing that. That could do with just a bit of wire down there. I think you've got some incredible trunk movement in there if you do that, and then just get rid of that. I'm going to do that, do you know? And what's the worst that can happen? And it costs me £2. So let's do that now. Okay. Now I've committed to that, what I need to do is clean up this line so I can get the wiring in, and then have a look. So I'm going to just go for alternates and come back to you when I've wired. Well, this is a little different. Less is more. And again, I'm going to see how it responds, but with that now gone, you've got this lovely movement going around and twisting up and around with a little bit of taper going with it. And I've cleaned out down around the base. This, I know, I can't decide whether I'm going to remove it or not. Depends where I decide. If the front is there, I might actually get rid of that and let's see how that, but I want to watch and see how this responds, to be honest. So, with the view of that, although I don't think that will stay, what I do want to see is where buds come or how this foliage responds. And again, look at that, I mean, it's beautiful. I think there's some beautiful movement in there. I just feel a lot more adventurous now. And to be honest, I'm not worried about this stuff right now, because if it's a result of that, I can get back budding. Or let's just see. I love that shape. I really do love that shape now. I mean, with all of these, I am literally going to be slowly peeling off, say, the bark plates. They're not exactly old enough to have plates right now, but certainly I can remove some of this and just get that nice red bark. So I'll go around and do that. There we go, and just pull that around. But I need to get myself a nice wire brush, to be honest. Yeah, so no. So that's that transformation. Okay, so this next one, we're missing the top of that bit of the head. This next one again was bought at the same group of 3 or 4 from the nursery centre. It's been floppy loppy, and all I've done right now is I've just put some wire on it again. I've cleared out a few branches, but this is how it looks right now. And even now, with just some wire and some clearing out, it does look a lot better. And now I'm going to decide which way where I want the front to be. Maybe it's going to be in there. Don't know. I'm going to do some wiggling. What I'm hoping is in here there's two little buds there that have gone, so I'm hoping they'll come from that, or maybe get something further back and this can be the new. I just wonder whether I could actually encourage that by doing that. Okay, so pad areas. This back one really needs to grow out a lot. I mean, try and ignore that front bit. Really, that branch, the problem you've got is this branch is smaller than this branch. So this should be either, you would have that being the continuation of the tree, but at the moment that makes no sense with what is around it. Definitely pan. I mean, yeah, sure, I could try and grow this out, but I'm never going to overcome the difference in those branches. You know what? Don't like it. That's very ugly wire, but okay, so this is where we're at now. At least there's a defined shape to it. Long way to go, but the main thing I'm doing is this grew as a result of me pruning. I'm establishing a very, very basic structure, and from this I'm going to learn, but I'm not going to be afraid of them. So that's that juniper. Now for another one. And you can see they all went the similar sort of, just trying to turn into S shapes, because that's so easy at the time. That's what I thought you'd do with all of them. This has got a lot more foliage on it. Again, I've still got to do some clearing out. Some bark there that can be scraped away. But there's definitely red bark in there. So let's see if I can work out what I've got in there. I might bring it right back and start it again. So we'll see what we can do with this one then. I'm just creating some clear pad definition. There's a big gap here, so I suppose part of me, I've got lots of little buds growing all over the place here, and I actually Like that one. I actually don't need that there. Got loads and loads of good growing tips. Okay, there may not be a massive change. I think the change is inside me. I know where I'm going with them and I know what I can do, I think. So I'm happy with what I've done there. I don't need to do much more. I want it to actually see how much it puts on in the shoots, how much they develop, because some of the decisions I want to make next may require those little shoots to get a little bit of strength about them so I can remove something bigger. I'll give it a spin. No major difference. Doing a little bit of bark work again. At least you can see the tree, you can see the shape. Yeah, so that's the next juniper. I've got 2 left to do out of all my junipers, and then I'm completely done with them. So hopefully the next day or two I'll get them done. So the next of the juniper subjects is this one, and this truly was my first ever juniper. I did wire some of that shape. I did break all those branches and create all that so-called gins and stuff, which you've seen me talk about. I've got loads of stuff. I'm going to do loads of bark work on this. This is perfect for me to do that. But I've yet to decide on a final, on a starting shape. You can see I did what everyone does. Let's create an S, and then let's bend these branches down and that. But I'm going to work on the trunk, cleaning it all up, and while I'm doing that I'm going to see if I can get inspiration for the rest of this tree. There is some healthy growth here, but I might just bring it right in close. So yeah, I mean the obvious front has got to try and take advantage of these interesting roots. I think the soil on this isn't so great either. There's really some good growth in it, but yeah, I like to do some investigation. So yeah, this juniper might take me a day or two. I want to be a little bit sure what I want to do, but I'm going to be using the rest of my wire. I think I can't believe how much wire I've used. Just applying wire slowly all around this. It's a tough one because there's so much negative space, so much gaps here, and also this is quite old, probably brittle, not brittle's the wrong word, but hard to work with juniper. So far I'm looking at trying to build pads in this side and then bring it in tight here. You've seen I've actually done some work on pulling away the bark, and there's that lovely rich red. I remember when I start sanding these it's going to wonderful. I'm just looking at what to do with this one. Again, I'm looking at some layers here, so just layer there, layer will come through there, so just drop these. It's difficult because I haven't got that much movement in these. They cracked pretty quickly, so I've basically been doing what I can do with them. Just try and, I mean, they probably could go down further, but it's certainly a long way better than it was. Up here there's a lot of dead growth, to be honest, so I'm not going to do too much up there. I had ideas of twisting this one right around and up, and it's potentially still so making this the new apex, dropping that, which I'm still thinking about it. It could still happen. Maybe lose that, try to drop that down further. It's just what I want to do with this and how I want to manipulate it, because even this one, it's a single lone branches here, very straight. It's quite difficult to know what to do with them, to be honest. So interesting, you don't want that deadwood coming straight towards you, so maybe slightly off at an angle. It's hard to know. I mean, who knows? If this stays healthy, I may suddenly get something shooting out there. Okay, this is where I'm at for now. I can see some shades. It's far too heavy at the back. I've taken a bit off the top here, but I really want to concentrate on having this as the front, somewhere around here. There's a little bit of inverse taper somewhere here, but when I was trying the different options back around here, you know, they might still work in developing, get it to come down here, and then just have a little bit up here, and maybe even depends. So I've still got option here. This branch is still there is something that likes that. It just means that branch has to be somewhere else. Yeah, so I'm going to sit with there for now. I have one more to do, and it's the real prickly one. I think it's always prickly. It's this thing. And I can only go straight up with that, but it means I've got to do with all these prickly bits. So, I don't know. That one I may not do on camera, to be honest. Who knows? Anyway, from Xavier down the bottom of the garden, it's about to cloud over, just got to get the washing in. Happy bonsaiing. Cheers.